It is the most beloved animal in the ocean. It smiles at you. It leaps beside boats. It plays. It saves drowning swimmers. It is on the lunchboxes and the bedsheets and the therapy brochures. The dolphin is the sea's designated sweetheart, the friendly genius, the one wild animal we are all quietly certain is on our side. And almost none of it is true. That smile you love is not a smile at all. It is a trick of anatomy, frozen on the face of a dolphin, whether it is delighted or dying. And behind it is a creature so intelligent, so social, and so ruthless that scientists who have spent their lives studying dolphins have quietly stopped calling them gentle. The truth about dolphins is one of the most disturbing reveals in the whole animal kingdom, and it starts with the fact that they are nothing like the cartoon you grew up with. And this should genuinely unsettle you, because you have been told the opposite your entire life. Flipper. The rescue stories. The idea that if you were drowning, a pod of dolphins would nudge you gently to shore. We do not just like dolphins, we trust them. In a way we trust almost no other wild animal. So the question this whole video is going to answer is a simple and uncomfortable one. Are dolphins actually the good guys of the ocean, the smiling friends we all believe in? The answer is not the one you want. It does not arrive when you expect it. And by the end, you are going to understand that the exact thing that makes you love dolphins is the same thing that makes them terrifying. Let us go. And the first crack in that picture is the smile itself. The single thing your brain latches onto the moment you see a dolphin. Here is the uncomfortable truth. It is not an expression. A dolphin's face is fixed in that permanent upward curve by the simple anatomy of its jaw, and it does not change with mood at all. A dolphin in agony smiles. A dolphin that is terrified, starving, or dying smiles exactly as warmly as one that is content. We look at that face, and our brains, desperate to read a friend, fill in kindness that was never there. The most famous smile in nature is a mask that cannot come off, and we have spent a century projecting a soul onto it that has nothing to do with what the animal is actually feeling. Now, to understand why dolphins are so dark, you first have to understand just how staggeringly intelligent they really are, because the darkness and the genius are the same story. By the measures scientists use, the bottlenose dolphin has one of the largest brains relative to its body of any animal on Earth, second only to us. This is not a clever fish. This is a mind. And when researchers started actually testing what that mind could do, the results were astonishing, and every single one of them is about to make the reveal worse, not better. Because everything that makes a dolphin brilliant is also exactly what makes it dangerous. They are self-aware. Put a mark on a dolphin's body and show it a mirror, and it will twist and turn to inspect the mark, understanding in some real sense that the reflection is itself. This is a test that most animals fail completely, that human children cannot pass until they are around a year and a half old. A dolphin knows that it exists, as an individual, separate from the world around it. Sit with that, because self-awareness is not a soft, cuddly trait. It is the foundation of every calculated, self-interested thing a mind can do. You cannot scheme until you know there is a self to scheme for. And they have names. Every dolphin invents its own signature whistle, a unique sound that means, in effect, me, this individual. They call to each other by these whistles, they answer to their own, and they will remember the specific whistle of another dolphin for over 20 years, longer than most human friendships last. They can copy the whistle of a specific individual to get its attention, the way you might call a name across a room. In the entire animal kingdom, almost nothing else does this. Names mean individuals. Individuals mean relationships, and relationships in a mind this sharp mean politics. Because dolphins do not just have intelligence, they have culture, and this is where the friendly picture starts to curdle into something else. In Shark Bay in Australia, certain dolphins tear off a sea sponge and wear it over their beak as a tool, to protect their nose while they root through the rough seabed for food, and they teach this trick to their daughters, a genuine tradition passed down through generations. They have dialects, they have traditions, they have, in every meaningful sense, societies. But here's the turn. The thing nobody puts on the lunchbox. A big brain, self-awareness, names, and a complex society are not the ingredients of a gentle soul. They are the exact ingredients of a Machiavellian one. Everything that makes dolphins so like us was always going to make them dark like us too. And out in Shark Bay, that is exactly what the researchers found. In Shark Bay, scientists have followed the same dolphins for decades, and what they mapped was not a happy commune. It was politics, as brutal and calculated as anything in a human court. The males form gangs, tight alliances of 2 or 3 who work together. Then those gangs form larger alliances with other gangs. And those super alliances scheme against rival super alliances in layers of shifting loyalty that researchers compare directly to human power struggles. They remember who helped them and who betrayed them. They call in favors. A dolphin's social life is not a game of play. It is a decades-long chess match for status and access, played by animals smart enough to hold a grudge. And the thing those male alliances are so often scheming to do is the part the theme parks will never tell you. They hunt females. A gang of male dolphins will single out a female, surround her, and hold her captive, sometimes for weeks, herding her, chasing her down every time she tries to flee, and slamming their bodies and tails into her to keep her in line. It is coordinated, it is deliberate, and it is a world away from the gentle sweetheart of the brochures. The most sophisticated social intelligence in the ocean, outside of us, spends a huge part of its energy on organized, aggressive coercion. And that is still not the darkest thing they do, because it gets worse. And this is the fact that ends the friendship for most people. Along the coasts of Scotland, again and again, dead harbour porpoises wash up on the beaches, their bodies broken from the inside, ribs shattered, organs ruptured. For years, it was a mystery. Then researchers caught the culprit on camera. Bottlenose dolphins were hunting down porpoises and beating them to death, ramming them, throwing them into the air, killing them slowly and deliberately. And here's the part that breaks the story completely. They do not eat them. The porpoise is not food. The dolphins kill smaller porpoises for no reason anyone can fully explain, practice, competition, or something disturbingly close to sport. This is not a gentle animal having a bad day. This is what dolphins are. And they turn that same violence on their own. Male dolphins have been documented killing the calves of their own species, deliberately, drowning the young of females they did not father. The grim logic is the same one found in lions and in too many other clever animals. A female nursing a calf will not mate again for a long time, but a female who loses that calf becomes available far sooner. So to a scheming male, the calf is simply an obstacle between him and his own offspring, and the obstacle is removed. It is cold, it is strategic, and it is carried out by an animal wearing that same frozen smile. Once you know a dolphin can calculate a killing like that, the famous friendly nudge toward shore starts to look less like kindness and more like a coin toss you happen to win. Here's the real answer, and it is not that dolphins are wicked. It is that intelligence itself, the specific kind dolphins have, does not come out gentle. The leading explanation is called the social brain. In a handful of species, ours and the dolphins chief among them, evolution grew an enormous brain for one main reason: to handle other members of your own species, to track who is allied with whom, to remember favors and betrayals, to cooperate, and, just as importantly, to outcompete, deceive, and manipulate your rivals. But you cannot evolve the intelligence to cooperate without also evolving the intelligence to exploit. The same brain that builds friendships builds schemes. The same mind that can teach its daughter a tool can organize a gang to hunt a female. Kindness and cruelty are not opposites in a social animal. They are two uses of the exact same machine, and dolphins run both at full power. And if that sounds familiar, it should, because it is the story of us. We did not get our intelligence to write poetry and be kind. We got it the same way dolphins did, to navigate each other, to form alliances and betray them, to love our group and wage war on the next one. The very same human brain produced the symphony and the massacre, the hospital and the weapon. We recognize something in dolphins, we always have, and we thought it was their gentleness. It was never that. What we recognize in a dolphin is the other great social intelligence on Earth, and with it, inevitably, the same dark twin that rides shotgun in every intelligent social species, including the one reading this. Now let me be fair. The way this channel always tries to be, because the reverse cartoon, the dolphin as pure villain, is just as wrong as the sweetheart. They genuinely do help each other. They support sick and injured podmates at the surface so they can breathe. They cooperate in dazzling, coordinated hunts. There are real documented cases of dolphins seemingly protecting humans from sharks. They are not evil. That is the whole point. They are not cute and they are not cruel, because those are human words for a human cartoon. They are something far more interesting and far more honest. A wild, brilliant, complicated animal that we flattened into a smiling sticker because we could not bear to look at what it actually is. Good and evil are our categories, not nature's. A dolphin is not a hero and it is not a monster. It is a mind, doing whatever a mind that clever does when it is dropped into a hard world full of rivals. And sometimes that is tenderness, and sometimes it is something that would turn your stomach, and it is always, entirely, without apology, a dolphin. And here's the twist I cannot shake. The reason you love dolphins is the exact reason you should be unnerved by them. You did not fall for them because they are gentle. You fell for them because they are like you, self-aware, social, playful, endlessly clever. And every one of those traits is a double-edged blade. The same brilliance you adore is what lets them scheme, coerce, and kill. When you look at a dolphin and feel a flash of recognition, of kinship, you are completely right, and that is precisely the problem. You are not looking at a friend. You are looking into a mirror, at another mind that learned exactly as we did that being clever and being cruel are the same gift. So the next time you see that face, that famous, effortless smile on a screen or a poster or rising out of the water beside a boat, remember what it actually is. Not an expression, not a greeting, just the accidental shape of a jaw, fixed in place on the front of one of the most intelligent and complicated predators alive. Behind it is a mind that knows its own name, remembers its enemies, teaches its children, forms its gangs, and is every bit as capable of tenderness and of brutality as the one you are using to read these words. The dolphin was never the sweetheart of the sea. It was always the mirror. So tell me in the comments, has this ruined dolphins for you, or made them more fascinating than the cartoon ever was? Because for me, it is completely the second one. And tell me which beloved animal you want me to take apart next, because trust me, the dolphin is not the only sweetheart hiding a much stranger truth. If you made it all the way here, hit like and subscribe, because we are nowhere near done pulling the friendly masks off the natural world. Next time, we go after an animal you have been taught to fear, and the truth is the exact opposite. I will see you there.